This is likely the number one reason that you are not consistent yet. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. All right, so if you're not consistent yet, this might be the number one reason. Because there's one thing that really stands out to me and I can go, right, here's a fix, here's a fix, here's a fix. When we think of trading, we generally have a few things that have to fit into place to make it work, right? We've got to have the strategy. We've got to have risk management. We've got to have mindset. Why? Well, without a decent strategy, obviously if it's a losing strategy, you can be the most disciplined, confident, professional trader out there with the best risk management. But if it's a strategy that's just ineffective, you're going to lose money. Same with risk. You've got a great strategy, you can be 99% effective, you've got a great mindset, you're dealing with it, blah, blah. But if your risk is out of kilter, that 1% of times you take the trade, if you're kind of messing up your risk and your position sizing, that could blow up your account. So you've got to have that dialed in too. And the same with mindset. You can have the strategy right, the risk right, but if you're not sticking to it, you're not confident to pull the trigger, you're not confident to run the trade, you're not confident to take the additional risk when the planner says it's supposed to do that, you're not going to make it. So you've got to have these three things. I have my strategy sorted out. I know I've got to kind of sort my risk management out. I know I've got to sort my mindset out, but I'm struggling with it. Let me come in, let me speak to some guys who have been there before, who can offer advice. Let me speak to guys who have solved this. Let me be around people who have elevated to a level that I want to be at. Let me soak that up by osmosis. Let me ask specific questions. I know that I need these three things. I'm struggling in this area. How can I get to that next level, the next level, the next level? And that's why they come in. So they get it. They've got to have these three things. But the one thing I see is this, is that we have a massive amount of strategies. We've got a massive amount of ways of managing risk. And we've got a massive amount of ways of sorting our mindset out. And that's very specific to us as a person anyway. And what often happens is we have this intersection, and whatever the mathematical term is for the midpoint where they're all these three crossing this awful Venn diagram, that's where we need to focus. And the trouble we have as new traders is we don't fully commit to that. So what do I mean? So we come in and we go, right, I've got a plan, I've got a strategy of this, and we run it for a bit and then we go, oh, it's not really working. Let me try that. Oh, it's not really working. Let me try widening my stop. When the risks fit in now, oh, it's not really working. Let me try kind of using momentum type trades, and we go in the strategy thing. We start looking, oh, maybe it's my discipline, I'm not sticking to the trade properly, or I'm not doing this. And we work on mindset, and we tend to do this. And we are constantly cycling round and round this, and we never find that intersection. We never find that sweet spot where they all cross, because we're always kind of digging around in here, digging around here, digging around here. Do yourself a favor, clear the clutter, get rid of the fog, and start to form a path through the jungle. You imagine you've got this jungle in front of you, come across a green field, and all of a sudden now you've got this huge jungle in front of you. You're like, where the hell do I start hacking away? You've got this machete, you're looking around going, well, I'll just start here, and you're hacking away, and that's tough, and then you move across a bit and you're hacking away, and it's tough. And if you're constantly hacking across the whole face of the jungle, imagine how slow your progress would be. Yeah, you might hack your way through, but if you're constantly spreading all your effort across the whole face of that jungle, and it's a big old jungle, you're not going to make progress. Whereas if you go, right, okay, I know this is not going to be a lovely, beautiful paved path that I can just glide across straight to profitability at the top of that golden hill, but I can start to kind of battle through and make a clearing and make a little track and start to see a little bit of a way through. And the way you do that is to be very specific and intentional about what you're doing and stick to it for a period of time. So to clear the noise, to clear the clutter, say, hey, what is my strategy? And I know that's hard when you haven't got consistency. Like, well, I don't know, because it's not really working very well. And you've got to kind of just take a bit of a leap of faith at first. And if we chatted, I'd say, okay, what are you kind of geared to? And I'd ask you questions to try and eke out and ease out exactly how you like to be as a trader. I like to fade levels, or I like to go with levels, or I like to trade this, or I like to trade the, okay, what are your results like? Not so good. Okay, well, let's build a strategy around that. Let's see where that goes. And so you have some specificity on the strategy. So all of a sudden now you're kind of, all right, well, I'm in this zone. Okay, so how do you manage the risk? And the point is, I'll go through all of it, the point is now you find your specific sweet spot and you say, okay, I don't know, and I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be where I end up as a trader, For me to land in this sweet spot and for it to be consistent straight away, that's going to be lucky. So I'm going to face the fact that for the next 30 days, I'm going to lose money or I'm not going to have consistency. But what I am going to do is I'm going to be very focused and I'm going to see where I can make adjustments. I'm going to hack at the same place in this jungle for the next 30 days. And I'm going to see where I end up. And you are going to make progress. You are going to move forward. But how far forward you go is up to the whole thing, the strategy, the risk, the mindset, etc. And then you reevaluate. You say, hey, I've got rid of all these other strategies, I've got rid of all this mindset, I've got rid of all this other risk stuff, I've focused on this approach, this strategy, this risk management. Now, let me look at simple results. So actually, you know what? I need to make some tweaks. That strategy needs adjusted. This needs adjusted, this adjusted. Right, let me now focus on that and we focus on this. The trouble we have as traders is we end up hacking and hacking. We've hacked for maybe 4 or 5 hacks. We're not making any progress. And so we go back and we try another thing and we try another thing. In actual fact, we could have just carried on for the next 40, 50 swings of the machete and would find some way forward. Now we might be like, hey, this isn't the way I want to go. I need to adjust and adjust my course and my route. But the point is, it's that focused approach. It's getting rid of the noise, getting rid of the clutter, getting rid of the fog, keeping some clarity and some laser sharp blinkers on where you're going with not only your strategy, but also the way that you manage risk. Not suddenly saying, I'm going to use a wide stop, I'm going to use a tight stop, I'm going to use that. Stick to that. And also with the mindset, hey, this is my checklist, this is how I deal with my discipline, this is what I do outside of hours, this is how I prepare, so I build my confidence, all this stuff. Stick to that. Reduce the noise, admit or accept, not admit, that this is probably not going to get you to where you want to go now, but the iteration might, the next iteration might, the next iteration might, but focusing on that middle point, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and eventually, if you keep focusing on that, you'll find something that you get a breakthrough. Like, yeah, that strategy damn well works, right? But I just need to sort out the risk on that. Okay, work on this. Yeah, but I'm just slipping up a little bit of mindset here, right? Work on this, and you start to bring it all in, and you go, I've got it. This is working. This is effective. Right? Push, push, push. Then you get a new set of challenges of scaling up, increasing your position size, blah, blah, all that other kind of stuff. But when you're newer to trading and you're struggling with consistency, the whole thing you're looking at, the bigger picture, just means you're trying to hack through that jungle across the whole face of the jungle. Focus on one spot, hack at it for 30 days, see where you are, then readjust and recalibrate. See you next one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.